Hello twin flames, this is Victoria and I'm here with your daily energy check. Welcome to my channel, whether you're new or you're coming back. Let's get right into it. This is gonna be a classic read. So we'll be checking on the energies of divine feminine and divine masculines. We'll get a response to an additional question around the twin energy at this time. And we'll see how the twins feeling, what are they thinking at this time. I will start with an oracle message, as I always do. And today is the Cosmic Journey Oracle. So let's get a card for divine feminines watching first of all. Hope you guys are doing great. Hope you have a great Thanksgiving weekend if you are in States. And even if you aren't, it seems like the Black Friday craze is all over the world these days. So if you had any shopping plans, agendas, strategies, I hope that you're successful in any and all of it. Okay, so for the feminines, we have bloom where you're planted. Essentially, you are where you are for a reason, divine feminines. And yeah, try to see what kind of resources you have there. Like, what's the positive of it, right? Especially if you don't see your situation as a positive right now. See what kind of benefits it's giving you. Find them, right? That's the challenge. Challenge yourself with that. For masculines, we have number 21. It's one of my favorite numbers. Polish your mirror for perfect clarity. Yeah, so there's something that you don't necessarily recognize right now where the problem is, or where, like, most importantly, what's going on in your life that needs changing. And maybe I'm also getting for a lot, it's like when you're judging somebody else for a specific energy, specific scenario. You know, the person is doing something wrong, they're not getting it, or it's unfair, or whatever it is, right? Or, you know, anything, right? You're judging them. And maybe it's like, it's truly the situation where they've done something wrong. But essentially, what Spirit is saying to you, pay attention to yourself at this point. See how that reality reflects what you are doing in your life. Especially if you feel like they're doing that towards you. Is an example, right? And for twins, I feel like this, like, it works for everybody, right? That's the energy we attract, the energy that we exude, and that's part of it. That's like one of the easiest way to see what it means in reality. If somebody asks you, what is that all about, right? Like, you are rude to people, somebody else is going to be rude to you, and people will be rude to you until you change it first. And then a lot of times we get into that trap where, like, well, people are rude to me all the time, while all of a sudden I'm supposed to be the polite and the wise one, right? But that's where it starts. You're supposed to do better yourself. And that's when you'll see the world reflect that better energy towards you, right? And so this is saying, if somebody is mistreating you, see how you are manifesting that energy. How you are doing something similar, maybe not to this person, maybe not exactly the same, but something of the sort. Someone is being dishonest, where are you dishonest in your life? With somebody else, or maybe even with yourself. Somebody is not giving you attention that you deserve. See where you're not giving people attention, or even you're not giving attention to yourself. You know, you're not prioritizing yourself. If you are not prioritizing yourself in your life, other people will not be prioritizing you in theirs. You see, and that's how it continues. I'm gonna keep going with tarot because, yeah, this can be a long topic at this rate, which reminds me, I've gotta get back to my blog, and I do plan to send out, to publish the first article towards the end of the weekend. So it's kind of gonna be like the beginning of the week. I'll probably be doing my newsletters on Mondays, and I intend to do fresh posts at about the same time. So watch out for the newsletters in your mailbox if you're subscribed to my mail list. If not, go to mindfulbamboo.com, or actually there's even a link in the description box where you can subscribe and you can follow the weekly updates on what I'm doing, interesting information, astrology, tarot, and anything else. I might add some of my personal stories, we'll see how it goes. But I want to get back into that cadence. So it's a habit. And yeah, I'll be writing more about this kind of dynamics in my blog. So to unpack them, to unlock them, so they're demystified. So it's easier to get the flow going again. Okay, let's see what we have. We got the Dream White Tarot for the main read. energies. Why am I turning them? Okay. Additional question and feelings. Bottom of the deck, 7 of Cups. Oof, choices. There's so much to choose from. Reminds me of the Black Friday energy. You know, you have so many places to spend your money. And even if you're looking for something specific, like, you know, like I need this. There's so many options and choices. It's like, ooh, so many options, so little time. How do I make it work? That's that rush that I'm sensing with this energy. And I'll use the After Tarot for clarifiers. High Priestess, yeah. You see, like, go within, right? Like, it doesn't have to be logical, or you don't need necessarily, especially if you're a light worker, twin flame. That's the audience, right? I'm turning to right now. You have it in you. And it took me a while to start living my life that way, especially because I'm a very thorough person. I'm a very logical person to begin with. That's how I was brought up. That's who I am, right? So for me, like, it was logical to check out, like, for example, in this situation that I just gave you. I want something, right? I'm going to check at least a dozen of places for options, for prices, and then I'm going to decide. What Black Friday is doing to you is it's giving you a lot of opportunities in a short period of time. And they've extended it now. With the pandemic, with everything, thank goodness for that. But still, you don't really have time to do that. If you want just one item, it's one thing. But if you want 10, how do you do it then? Right? So it kind of pushes you towards more of an intuitive approach. And I suggest that you do exercise it because it helps get more confident and trust your gifts, your skills more in that area, right? Where I'm not necessarily gonna check 10 places for each item, right? But I'm gonna think about it, right? I'm gonna kind of like go within on that item specifically to think maybe what brand I want or what kind of features I want, right? And the place to go to will just appear, like check out this store or go there, go to this mall maybe, right? Whatever it is. And I'll go there, right? And I'll trust that the deal that I'm gonna find there is gonna be the best one for me, right? It's just gonna start, the events are gonna start laying out in front of you, even with bigger things. Like obviously this is like a very obvious and short-term example, but it works like that with pretty much everything when you start trusting your energy more. Okay, on that note, Divine Feminines, your energy is Queen of Pentacles, clarified by Page of Wand in reverse. And I'm getting this Page of Wand, for me, for some reason, it's usually Divine Masculine energy in this deck, like with this particular image, like, because there is a feminine in the back, and the masculine is kind of like going with like his face down, is kind of like guilt and shame energy with him, kind of like he packed his belongings and like walking away because he didn't really have much to offer, right? Like it just didn't work. And now we're seeing this feminine and the Queen of Pentacles energy, like, yeah, I'm a boss lady kind of vibe, right? I'm in my prime, I'm doing great, right? And this is like the point where you understand, maybe you had some regrets about that situation ending that way, but this is when things turn around and you understand how it was a blessing in disguise. And that was, at that time, the best outcome for both of you, for each of you. So that's the acceptance, that's that understanding. Beautiful. Masculines, we have 9 of Swords clarified by Queen of Pentacles. Oh my gosh, yes, the things start early today. So guess what? There is the feminine that appears in the masculine energy. And because they see how beautiful you are, so they see you accurately, right? Like how great you are, you're in your prime, you're doing great, all of those things you just mentioned. It's giving them anxiety that they are not going to be able to catch up. It's like, oof, I'm running out of time. I'm like, oof, I don't know if I'll ever be able to match that. And in their mind, part of that ego work or ego death work or whatever you want to call that, kind of work, is that they've grown up with a belief that they are supposed to be in a better place. And that brings me again to that energy of having an upper hand, right? Being able to decide how things are going to flow here, right? These are going to be the rules of the household. And in order for that to happen, they needed to be more, do more, earn more, right? So they can't declare rules, right? Like that was like engraved in almost like the DNA level, right? And now they're seeing you are doing great, and they're like, oh my God, how am I gonna get to a point when I'm greater than that, so I can be that masculine of the household? Take gender how it resonates for you, right? So they're still seeing this, and that's why it causes anxiety, right? Like normally seeing somebody succeed like that should never cause anxiety in another person. Like that's a negative in its own. But why is it happening, right? Like they have good intentions, kind of, right? That's the masculine vibration all alone until they get into their divine masculine stage, right? They have good intentions all the way through, kind of, right? But still comes from the ego. It still comes from like, yeah, I mean, I want to be there, like, and I want to be a worthy partner. Like they want to do it right. But what does it mean in their world? That's what it means, and that's where they're struggling right now. But that's the good part, where like the more this emotion is gonna stir up, the faster they're gonna get to the point where like there will be like this release, where there will be new level of ascension, where they will understand that that's not really the goal, and that's not how it's gonna work anyway in this situation with this person. So we might as well change our goals and not sweat about it in the first place, right? Trying to be, to earn, to conquer, to rule, whatever it is. Additional question, Two of Cups clarified by Two of Wands. And guess what Two of Wands is in this deck? Right, again, Two of Wands usually is a little different vibe, but in this, in the After Tarot, they are together. This is a choice of union, right? Two of Cups, again, soul level union, right? So what helps the twins choose union at this time, or how they manifest in union in their lives? For feminines, we have Justice clarified by Six of Wands. So the feminist is trying to see this as a, again, this is that victory card, right? Which is kind of like, yeah, I won, I've conquered, I'm the man, the king, the queen, whatever, like the winner, right? There's a winner, there's a loser, right? So this is like going back into, this is a partnership kind of idea, right? We shouldn't have somebody being in the wrong and somebody in the right. Some, like one person higher in their righteous way, or in their gifts, or in their earnings than another person, right? Like that dynamic is just not gonna fly here, right? So this is going back, and this is the major arcana. So the divine energy is helping get rid of a definition of that external success, and like trying to like just go farther, do better, faster, whatever, right? And going back into what is benefiting everyone involved. Where is love and balance in this situation, right? This is Libra energy, and Libra is about agreement, compromise, working together as partners. What about masculines? Sorry about the noise. We have Knight of Swords clarified by Nine of Wands. So the masculines are trying to master the art of communication and conversation, right? So there is this fear of in the bag that they're working on, or working through it, to get rid of the fear, to leave it behind. The fear of being hurt. This is already a wounded warrior energy, right? Like, oh my God, I've done this so many times and never went well, right? So it's kind of like they're either avoiding this kind of big conversations, right? About partnership, about union, about, you know, the big stuff, future together, whatever. Or they're going about it in a way where they are defending their position. This is like the default state now, that they're supposed to defend their position somehow, right? So this is like changing how they see the conversation. So it's not, and you see like, I mean, this is the Knight of Swords classic energy, but still, like, the sword is up. It's like, okay, I'm ready for a fight. And again, it's not supposed to be like that. So this is like changing around. Just becoming more skillful in the art of a conversation. So it can be honest, it can be authentic, it can be kind, but still like kind and loving, but also very honest. Even if honest means that it's gonna be uncomfortable, that it's gonna hurt someone's feelings, maybe, at least for a while, you know? Like if it's with kindness and love, is usually not gonna do that. You will find a way to deliver that message. So it's that doing that. How are the feminines feeling towards masculines right now? The Fool clarified by Three of Pentacles. Yeah, so they want to be open to different kinds of cooperation, collaboration, and let's use the word relationship in this case, right? I know there's a lot of frowning upon calling it that way for the twins, but this is like being open to variety of ways to partner, to do something together, to create, to hang out even, right? Like not getting stuck on a specific scenario, on a specific way of how things are supposed to unfold, right? And whether it's friendship or business or hobby or a love relationship, right? Or whichever way it is. This is like, yeah, I'm open, I'm up for it. But they want divine masculine in their life. They know that this, whatever this collaboration is going to be beneficial for both. So they're open to that. Masculines, Page of Pentacles clarified by Seven of Swords. Yeah, so masculines, I've seen that how many times in their life they've been trapped into what a connection is, right? And now they don't want to make the same mistakes. And it's not to say that they're seeing this as something negative or something wrong with it. It's like they're trying to understand, how do they even tell if it will be honest and true and loving, or it will be just like one of their relationships in the past, right? Like this is like trying to figure out, like, what is this fine line, or how do I make sure that I don't repeat my past mistakes, right? This is a student energy. And this is very tangible, very specific. This part is not about emotions anymore. This is about, like, specifically, how do I go about it? How do I start it? So I'm sending the right message. So I'm showing up in my true energy of what I can offer, what I value, who I am, you know, that I'm not jeopardizing any of my values, interests, beliefs, personality traits, right? That trying to tune this, right, for next steps, for next actions, whether it's conversation or action. So there's like a thought process around, what do I do with this, right? Like, how to approach this so it feels right and it looks right, and not just to the masculine but to the feminine as well, because they understand that that's another big part, right? Like they don't want to show up in a healthy energy as they did before, maybe more than once, right? And they understand there is a certain defense that the feminine is putting up, right? So that's another challenge to it, right? How do I overcome that? Okay, I think I'm gonna leave it there. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys. I love you all, and I'll be back with more readings very soon. Happy Black Friday!